Hello and welcome to another Friday artwork video. So this week it's Darksteel, so I'm just going through my Darksteel binder as I have been with Mirrodin and before that 8th edition, and picking out certain cards. And again with this one, I'm afraid I'm going to bias it quite heavily towards artifacts, so I will go through the different colours, pull out artwork that catches my fancy. But I'm pretty much going to go through every single artifact that I pulled from boosters from this. And of course with these they'll just be the single copies. Some of these I pulled through, I did pull multiple copies through. And I will also show the any rares as well that occur in different colours. So let's start off. I'm going to do this thing as well where I just bring it down like this so you can just see the rules text if you're not familiar with the card. So there we have Ritual of Ritual of Restoration. It's very wobbly on the cheese board. So just one rare in white. This one, which is Leonin Shikari. Okay, Metal Fatigue. So no surprise to see that, of course, a number of these cards are going to be hating on artifacts. So at least there are some things in the set that are decks playable beyond affinity for artifact stuff. I'm never sure why this card always sticks in my head. I don't know necessarily this artwork, but Loxodon Mystic. I mean, it is one of several like tap down creatures throughout Magic's history, but I just don't know why. Oh, that one in particular. Moving on to blue, and an Echoing Truth. If you ever wondered what the hell was going on in the artwork, maybe now it's a little bit easier to see. That's interesting. Look at that one, I think. See what's going on there. So just, I think, yeah. Oh no, there are. This is the first of two rares in blue that were in the booster packs that I opened. Obviously some of this stuff, you know, is going to be very similar artwork wise to the previous set. So what's the other thing? This looks pretty unusual, this next one. And here's the other rare in blue that I pulled. Okay, so another echoing card. This is echoing decay. Choices, choices. Got some bats, we've got some rats. What do I reckon I should do here? Let's do both. So Grimcore bat. And actually I featured quite a number of NIMS in the previous video and their sort of distinctive headgear, so let's just put another piece of artwork. It features a NIM that's a little bit different than maybe the ones we saw previously. Interesting. Here's the card Scrounge. Oh, okay, so the next one I've both got foil and regular, which is always handy. So I mentioned bats, but I also mentioned rats. So this is chittering rats. Okay, so that's the foil one, obviously, you can see pretty clearly. And then we compare that with the regular one. Okay. This looks pretty disturbing, so we better feature it, I suppose. Seems like with these black cards I'm almost featuring nearly all of the ones that I pulled. But it's just the way it happens sometimes. Got Essence Drain in the set. And in black, this was the only rare that I pulled from a pack. Very strange. Alright. And we'll move on to red. The form of Crazed Goblin. Another echoing card, seeing as I featured the other ones that I did have. I didn't have the white one, but the other three colours so far. Yeah, the two colours so far. And, you know, no surprise generally, you know, with these cards in red. There's quite a number of red cards that deal with artifacts in various ways or leverage them. Again, you'll notice that the symbols for generating mana on cards had that sort of washed out look, and we'll see over the course of subsequent sets when that disappeared, if you like, and stopped doing that. But that was a thing. Yeah, it looks like, I'll just double checking here, looks like no rares were pulled by me in red. Again, I've skipped over a few cards. Right, let's move on to this card in green. Oxidise, so another colour that has a bit of form for dealing with artefacts. So we've got a couple of Viridian cards as well. It's quite nice to see how the different, creature types are sort of represented art-wise in the set as we move through the sets in the block. And luckily, 4 out of 5 ain't bad, so I've got Echoing Courage as well, part of that cycle. Very strange piece of artwork here. Oops. Always fun when you have a slightly slippery cheese board, although not due to cheese, it'll make it probably more sticky. And trying to manipulate around the camera. Yeah, if you didn't notice, the Viridian Zealot was the rare in green. Again, I think I've got 3 rares in green actually, so I've got the other 2 to come up. Also, interesting cards like this. You could see that at home on it does destroy target land, so you can see why. That artwork is very appropriate. Okay, here's the next rare in green. Together. There's a nice spider. Tangle spider. Play it any time you could play an instant. And then the third rare in green that I pulled from boosters. Raging Slagworm. Okay. So now we're going to go through all of the artifacts that I pulled, just one of all the relevant colours, because they're artifacts. And we're going to see some classics here. So yep, I did indeed manage to open a Skull Clamp. In fact, so it's funny because when you go through all of these, often you can go through a little bit faster because you're just moving on to the next card and not having to scan. Yeah, this is a great block for just interesting artifacts, equipment, yeah. And also some, you know, interesting reprints, which we'll see in a moment. Because of the way this, the quirky way I tend to organise these particular binders. In as much as it's going through in ascending mana cost and then alphabetically. So depending on how things are costed, you might not necessarily find cycles together. But in this case, the reason why I bring it up is because of the next two. So interestingly, and I'd completely forgotten this cycle of a particular type of charm, lucky charm, I think they were called. You know, where you pay, if a player plays a certain colour of spell, you gain life. It's a May ability, actually, interestingly enough. So I've got the white one and the red one. Also, a couple of copies of Genesis Chamber. Some nice hoods in the set, you'll see in a moment. So we've got Spectre's Shroud. Oh, actually, because we're in alphabetical order, I missed the green Worm's Tooth, which is the third one from the Lucky Charms cycle. So was that 3 out of 5? Yeah. The other thing, again, and of course I have done a set musings episode way back for this, which is why I'm going to obviously redo that this week, so you can check those out. And of course this had modular in it, so it was interesting how that's like depicted on the card, I think. Yeah, there's also a number of indestructible artifacts, which Darksteel pendant was one. There's a Thunderstaff. Yeah, I just love the artwork on these sets. There we go. A mere landshaper. So yeah, got one of my favourite cards in the set. Nice cloak and hood. And fortunately I have both the foil version and the non-foil, so we can use both of those. There's the foil one. Reprinted later, although I think with different artwork, I believe. Okay, Shield of Calendar. So this is a rare. And yeah, sword, shield and helm. We'll see how many I actually ended up pulling. Possibly that might be the only one. Yep. Okay. Did I? Let me just jump back there. I can't remember now. I'm terrible. Whether I forgot to show both the foil and the non-foil for the Whisper Silk cloak. So you can see there the difference. That's better. Okay, another rare. Wand of the Elements. Very nice. And yeah, Juggernaut was in the set. Today I wonder if that would be printed as a vehicle of some description. Mechanic Construct. Arcane Spyglass. Very nice. Yeah, very interesting artwork for the like the modular artifact creatures. There's a drill skimmer. Also an interesting place for like unusual mana rocks. Admittedly, you know, it's 4 to cast here. Yeah. Another rare as well in the form of Mere Matrix. So a bit of love there for Mere Tribal. And then Arc Brown Bruiser, another modular card. So again, you know, interesting how that's depicted in the artwork. Got a few golems in the set. Golems. I suppose this is the correct way to pronounce it. And so obviously I pulled a few of those from packages. Another modular artifact creature. Plays around with tokens. Oh, very interesting, this next one. Completely. Some cards you just forget completely about the artwork. It's funny, if I try too hard, it just gets worse. Okay, so I've got several golems here, bringing up the end here at the higher casting cost. One with affinity for mountains. That was the Oxidia golem. You previously seen the Dross golem, which was a 5-drop with affinity for swamps. This is the one with mountains. The Razor golem, if anybody remembers, was the plains one. And these were all at common, so I did end up, I think, pulling the full cycle. Spire golem was the other one, which was, or another one, which was the island. So yeah, an entangle golem. So I'm sure at some point someone attempted to build a 5-colour golem tribal affinity deck or something like that. Okay. Yeah, so that last one was the forest. And then, last but definitely not least, and this was printed at Common, so yeah, there's quite a few of these floating around, which was the Darksteel Citadel. It generates colourless mana, but it's indestructible. leave that on there for a little while. So there we have it. That's yeah, very nice to see those cards again in the flesh. Okay, so thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future video.